Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Sending Ravens. How's everybody doing? I'm doing good. It's really, really warm here in Calgary, which is awesome. We don't get too many really warm days like this. In fact, most of us don't have air conditioning because we'd only need it 6 days a week in a year, 6 days in a year. So it's like, we don't need it. And then we suffer those 6 days. Anyway, so some really horrific news today that I just really wanted to have a look at on the channel. I wanted to look at this judge and her family being, gunned down, really. Just in that horrific incident where Judge Salas, who's on the case, she's going to be on the Epstein case, the one that involves the really big bank. Okay, so it involves a really big bank. And they're questioning the bank's involvement with Epstein's finances because it looked like they were being complacent in allowing Jeffrey Epstein, to basically launder his monies and hide, and they didn't make him follow the rules. Fascinating. What else is new? Rich people, get richer by not following the rules. The rest of us, get clamped down on. It's just fascinating. But this woman was in the basement when a FedEx truck, a fake FedEx truck apparently, drove up, and someone dressed as a FedEx person got out and rang the doorbell, and the son answered. It's just horrific. 20-year-old son, and they gunned him. I got to be careful how I say it, but they took him off the earth plane, and many shots fired at his father as well, who was right behind him. So one to him and many to his father. Now, it's important to note, so the father's still alive as far as I know, and this is Monday night, the 20th of July. This happened, I believe, earlier today, or was it last night? Might have been last night. I just was hearing about it today. Now, the thing is, the father of this 20-year-old or the husband of this judge is still alive, and he's actually, I believe, a criminal lawyer. And so it's interesting to note that he has been involved in cases 10 years ago, mind you, when he was doing this kind of work that involved, big gangs and stuff, street gangs and motorcycle gangs and stuff. So it is important to note that, okay, because we don't know who were they going for, because the judge herself was down in the basement, but it is very suspect that her family was targeted, and so many ways you could look at it, because she's involved in the Epstein case, and just one of the aspects of it. And that just goes to show you, though, you just don't know what you're dealing with and how big, because if things went ahead with that big banking case against that bank, so many things would come out about Epstein's finances, who he was involved with, who all his money peoples were, and that's going to name a lot of names that those people don't want to be brought into this. So a big focus is that could have had something to do with why this horrific crime happened to her family. They're trying to scare her off the case. I will note that Obama, actually, she came in the Obama years. So she's kind of, I believe she would be considered a Democratic sort of pick for a judge, but I'm not 100% sure. And so that makes it confusing. So it's all around. What I want to look at is, why was her family targeted? Was it about her husband's doings? Was it about something to do with her son? Because apparently he had some odd connections with Epstein, apparently, allegedly. And I'm so sorry for her loss, by the way. And this woman who's without her partner's in critical condition, and her son has passed over, and possibly they're trying to scare her off, maybe. Epstein's, dealing, but somebody's going to have to be the judge there. So what are they doing? What did they hope to accomplish? If in fact it was about her and what she was, what she's going to be up to in the future, and will it scare her off, or will it make her more determined, to be the judge on that? I don't know. We're going to look all around. First, we'll start with the why. Now, apparently, I should also say this, because we found this out later today, that the fellow they suspected, so right away they had a suspect, so I'm not sure how or why that happened, and the police mentioned that they were looking for a fellow, and that very fellow apparently took himself off the earth plane. So things get murkier and murkier, and now he's not with us anymore here on the earth plane. So it just looks really suspicious. It's like the black hats are getting really nervous. I don't know. It's fascinating to me, and it's scary. So I want to look around. Did it have something to do with all of that murky Epstein and deep sort of dark state stuff? Okay. Yeah. Let's have a look. Wow, very interesting. So the whole reason this was done was to create confusion. So whoever did this and planned this knew that this would create a lot of stress and confusion around who was the target. They wanted us to think it was her partner. So her partner being a criminal lawyer, because this is the lawyer card, that's where they wanted us to move to, but we've got the magician underneath her. So I believe it's hidden who they were really targeting, which makes it her, the target. So they were targeting her, but they were trying to get fear from her. So what it looks like is they knew she wouldn't be answering the door. They probably were watching her. Maybe they even, who knows, there's all kinds of equipment. They might have had heat sensors on them and knew exactly where she was, because apparently she was in the basement when this happened. If she would have answered the door, it would have been her off the earth plane. I think they knew all of that. I think they had everything planned out to look a certain way, so we would at least be suspicious that it could have been for different reasons than it actually was. It feels like it has to do with a very big organization with huge financial clout. I'm going to go with a bank around that. So some people's involved in, maybe not representing the bank itself. Obviously, the bank is an institution, right? It's not actually, it's a corporation or whatever. But people's who are going to be exposed through their association with that bank and that whole Epstein, murky messiness that was coming out, and also all the monies that the bank would be owing. So in a way, coming out of some of these people's pockets, maybe all of that. That's what feels like this was behind this. But they were wanting us to believe it had something to do with her, or at least they were throwing some shade over to the partner to make it look like it was a hit on him. But in fact, they were trying to scare this woman, this judge. I don't know what she'll end up doing. She doesn't know either. I mean, she's in a state of shock. I can imagine how she's feeling. Oh my goodness. These people will stop at nothing to protect themselves and their money, Wow. Okay, so we've got the King of Cups. Yeah, there was a very powerful man in the background of all of this, a very powerful man with very big hidden agendas, wanted to keep all of his stuff hidden, in particular this one man. And yeah, it's to cause confusion. So the whole thing was to, you know, because if they were too obvious about this, they would have went about it too obvious where she was actually the hit or whatever. I think it would have got them, you know, looking bad in the public. And I feel like this way there's going to be so much argument over who that was really for and what that was about, that that was the whole idea. They're trying to cause confusion, but fear the potential that it was about, what everybody thinks it was about, the Epstein bank situation. Okay, but and it was about that, but they wanted to put enough confusion around the situation that nobody was absolutely sure, so they wouldn't get pointed at in that direction in the investigation. Oh my goodness. So we've got the Judgment card and the Fool. Judgment and the Fool. I think the person who did the actual deed and then ended up taking himself off the earth plane, I feel like maybe didn't even, like I feel like they didn't realize they would be also taken out in this. I feel like that, and I don't feel like they did it themselves. I feel like that was also part of this orchestration, was that person getting also taken out of the world. We'll just say it like that. Oh, I am sending ravens to that woman this evening and her partner who's in critical condition. I don't know if he's still with us. Sending them ravens, sending her ravens, sending the soul essence of her lovely son, her 20-year-old son. I can't even imagine. Wow. Thank you so much. And I'm sending everybody else ravens out there too who had to hear this. But I feel the need to keep on top of, you know, what's really going on in the world and how much we're being told complete BS. You know, I hope I can say that word on the channel. I guess we'll see. But how we're told something and it completely becomes false. And how really the wool's getting pulled over our eyes daily in almost every situation. And I think it's important to keep our eyes wide open and keep aware and on top of these things so we're not fooled. We're questioning and looking into things. Thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And share the video around. Yeah, I really want to grow this channel. So share and yeah, see you again. Bye.